Okay, so HS2 has been delayed again. But this time with the delay, there has been no new date given. Initially, they said it should be completed by 2033, and now they're saying they don't know. And this whole thing started in 2009. It was given the green light in 2012. You know, London, we threw the Olympics in this city. The government's gassed. They're like, yeah, look, we threw the Olympics. Like, let's work on a railway. Let's build a high-speed railway. We need to catch up with everybody else. And it's been a complete disaster. It was meant to be completed next year, but now they don't even know when it's going to be completed. So I thought in this video, I would explain exactly everything that has gone on, all of the corruption, all of the, just everything that has happened in this disaster. Because people need to know this. People need to know that they are playing in our faces, bro. They're laughing at you. So this project was meant to cost £33 billion in total, be completed by next year, and it was supposed to connect London to Birmingham to Manchester to Leeds. I remember when they first announced it, the critics were saying, oh, they're just taking 30 minutes off of the journey of London to Birmingham, because the train journey from London to Birmingham currently takes 82 minutes, and once HS2 opens in maybe 2040, the way it's looking, we don't even know, maybe it never opens, then it should take 52 minutes. Now, I found this article written in 2020, HS2 not allowed to buy land through compulsory purchases, Lords say. So pretty much the company HS2 Limited, who had been given the power to issue, I guess, compulsory land purchase orders for the railway, were trying to use these orders to purchase people's land, to force people to sell their land to them so they could develop other things on it. And in 2017, it took a lord to have to say, yeah, you can't do that. The firm behind HS2 was dishonest and misleading in its handling of a compensation claim from a member of the public who had to sell their home to make way for the line, reports claim. Oh, by the way, in 2021, they predicted this was going to be completed by 2028. And they said this would be completed by 2035. But now this is going to be completed by, it's not even going to be completed by 2033. They said they can't even give you a new date. And also, it's not even going to be starting at Euston. It's going to be starting at Old Oak Common Station, a station that was meant to cost £1 billion, now projected to cost £1.7 billion. And I remember when I was in college, Euston has always just been a construction site, bro. But on the 9th of March, 2023, work to construct the HS2 station at Euston was paused due to inflationary pressure and the need to find a more affordable design. They've been building this thing since I was in college. So they're just going to leave Euston a building site. HS2 Limited said it lost who is HS2 Limited? Okay, so this is just a government company then, it looks like. They've written off the design costs for Euston Station because the number of platforms has been cut from 10 to 6. The public body lost £137 million on the planned section from Crewe to Manchester and £153 million on the Euston site pictured. It was announced in, oh my God. It was announced in October 2023 that HS2 Limited would no longer lead the Euston Station development. Absolute disaster. But since the new government has got in, they've said that this doesn't make any sense because it was Rishi Sunak who ended up cancelling these phases of HS2 and saying it's not coming to central London, it's going to just terminate at West London, Old Oak Common Lane. And they've said this doesn't make any sense. So they proposed plans to try and fix this, but I mean, we don't know. Because it makes no sense, bro. They're so right. Like, yeah, it cuts half an hour off of your journey from London to Birmingham. And yeah, as a West Londoner, I don't have a problem with it being from Old Oak Common, bro. But people coming from Birmingham, they're not trying to stay in Old Oak Common, bro. So that half an hour that you've cut off, is that, how worth it is that going to be when they've got to change and get onto the Elizabeth line or another train? You know, I mean, it doesn't make sense. But anyway, here is the updated picture. That Old Oak Common to Euston, cancelled. Birmingham to Manchester, cancelled. Birmingham to Leeds, cancelled. Now, I agree with the Northerners who say, see, they just care about London, because it's true. The whole thing was meant to cost £33 billion. And now, just this, without any, like, Old Oak Common to Birmingham is projected to cost over £100 billion and is not due to be completed for nearly another decade, bro. The amount of incompetence, the level of failure on this project is absurd. How can you actually mess up this badly? London Assembly report found Mike Brown ignored significant concerns about Crossrail and withheld crucial details from Sir Sadiq Khan. The new chairman of HS2 was accused of covering up delays in another large-scale rail project. The delays are so much now, there's no point in me even paying you guys the Telegraph, because there's so many delays now. It's like, bro, people aren't even hearing it. It's just going in one ear out the other. It's like, what's new? HS2's ballooning budget was covered up. Now, you guys need to remember, everybody who's invested in this HS2 project, it is within their best interest to keep it going because it's being funded by the public. It's being funded by the government. It's like nobody's being held accountable to make sure that this project actually gets done. All they're going to care about is keeping the money rolling in. This was in 2019, by the way. This guy says that before there was was a crucial vote in parliament. He had a study and he concluded, I'm sorry, what have I, could ketamine on the NHS help treat severe Hey, oh God, all right, okay. But he said that they ended up firing him, dismissing him. They never let his work be seen. So even though they knew they couldn't deliver, they didn't care. They just wanted to say what was needed to be said to get the money, to get it pushed through parliament. Here he says he was head of planning at the land and property team, you know, because they're planning, okay, how are we gonna buy this? How much is this gonna cost? He said he was meant to have 8 employees and he never ended up getting any employees. He was working by himself. He was motivated by the stark inaccuracy of the estimate, which was being used for all the land and property needed for the first stretch of the railway. I was seeing blocks of flats in central London for £500, houses and gardens in Euston for £600. In Euston, you know, in Euston, and they didn't want him. So it's like, this is a guy who plays by the rules. He didn't get the memo. It's like, bro, listen. We know these numbers don't make sense. We don't care. But yeah, that's the corruption that was going on. Now, I'm so disappointed by this, guys, because the UK is not a big island. You know, it's a small island. There's no reason why we shouldn't have high-speed railway connecting the entire country. Because there are arguments to this. Some people do say, not even just some people, there are theories that if the whole country was better connected and had cheaper rail fares and it was cheap to get to London, then that would actually put even more money into London and take even more money away from, you know, the rest of the country. Hey, my people, Chung Lee asked if you could give the video a like. Big up Chung Lee, because it takes no time, costs nothing, helps boost me up in the algorithm. Right now, guys, I might not be in the country. I might be in the country, but if you are when you are seeing this video, I'm taking a break from social media. Just need a detox, because I've been 8 months in now. 8 months in, posting every day, constantly on social media, looking for what to post. I just need a break, some time to recharge. So I hope you're still enjoying the content. I hope I'm still able to entertain you guys, all right? But like the video, please. Thank you. It's very, very, very disappointing, this HS2 thing. It's a failure. It's more than a failure. It's such a blatant failure that trying to say it's not a failure just means you're just lying. But the good thing is here, they're already proposing plans to still have a higher speed rail connection from Birmingham to Manchester, and it will only have slightly longer journey times than HS2. But let's be real, once HS2 does come around, do you really think it's going to live up to the expectations? I don't think so, because projects like this with so many delays, so many things going wrong, they don't usually deliver in the end. Look at this. I'm not going to pay to read this article. Kia, this is a company that HS2 contracts to. Kia boss admits HS2 rail contract saved company from collapse. Yeah, you saved the and you no wonder there's delays. This is a joke. They're taking the piss. They're taking the piss. They're laughing at us, bro. Infrastructure boom lifts Balfour Beatty, Kia Group and Costain. These companies have all been accused of covering up overspending, which is all in their interests. All 3 companies hiked their dividends and shareholder returns alongside their results. Costain has doubled its full-year dividend after reporting a record increase in forward work. Balfour Beatty increased its dividend and upped its share repurchases, and Kia upped his dividend by a 1/5. So pretty much, guys, HS2 is pretty much a joke. Done. They can't tell you when it's going to be finished. At this point, they can't even tell you if it's going to be finished. And 3 contractors with HS2 who have failed. These companies have failed. They failed. Are increasing their dividends. It's looking good for them. This is a joke thing, guys. It's laughable. Anyway, guys, I'm sure there's way more videos online explaining HS2 in way more depth. I'm probably going to go and watch one of them after this, because there are a lot of train geeks. There's one train YouTuber guy I watch called Jeff. I've been watching him since I don't even know. I've been watching him forever. Guy's just addicted to trains. Loves trains, bro. Gives great insight on trains. I'm sure he's made a mad video on it. I think his wife's called Vicky. That's just so random to remember, but I think that's what I remember in my head. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about this. Yeah, it's just a joke at this point. It's such a joke that this doesn't even get the attention that it should be getting, because it's such a scam against the people. You know, when the USA decides to strike Iran, it's kind of hard for people to be paying attention to things like this, but you should be. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace and love to every single person watching this video.